all rational numbers can be written as fractions. Any number that can be written as a fraction. And just like Henry said, that means it can be divided. Yeah, so remember, any number that can be written as a fraction. Benji said 34. How can we make 34 into a fraction? Yeah, we would just put a 1 underneath it, and now it's a fraction.
So it's also a whole number.
Remember, it could be a whole number that we just add 1 underneath. It could be a fraction. What else did they tell us on the video it could be? Can it be a decimal? Yeah. It could be a decimal, right? 0.25, because can we write 0.25 as a fraction? Yeah. How would we write that as a fraction?
I think it's 25 over 100.
25 over 100, 25 hundredths, right? Which we know equals 1/4. So anything that can be written as a fraction is a rational number. What about a repeating decimal? Did they say that this could be written? Is this rational? Yeah, because remember, 0.33333, right, is written as 1/3. If you divide 1/3, we get a repeating decimal. As long as you can write it as a fraction, it's rational. Because what did they say is irrational? So irrational numbers are just the opposite. Rational numbers could be written as a fraction. Irrational numbers cannot be written as a fraction. The most famous irrational number is pi. Right? Pi represents a long stream of numbers, right? And it doesn't end, and there's no pattern to it. Pi is the most famous irrational number.
I think you're discovering new numbers every day for pi.
Yeah.
I do.
So let's come back to our rational numbers. Also in the video, what small word did they say is inside of rational? Ratio, that's right. So if you ever forget what a rational number is, just remember it's any number that can be written as a fraction or ratio, right? A ratio is just like a fraction. Now, within our rational numbers, we have another smaller category called integers. Integers are our positive and negative whole numbers, including 0. So usually when we're talking about our integers with our positive and our negative whole numbers, including 0, we think about our number line. Right, we could have -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and it goes on forever in either direction. So let's think about our integers now in our real world. So here, if it's a 20-degree decrease, we're going to write that -20. Exactly. You go ahead and try these next few and then we'll check them. If it's a positive, you can either write a plus or you could just write $18. You don't need to put the plus in front of it if it's a positive number.
You have to put the dollar sign in.
Yes, if it's money, put the dollar sign. If you're putting money in, we call it depositing. If you take money out, that's where you're withdrawing. So this would be a positive $100 there.
We can't be depositing money to someone else. So
You could, but you're still giving them positive money. You're not taking money away. Okay, check yours with mine here.
Yep.
Our red are our positive, yellow is our negative, and green is right there at the 0. Right at our sea level. Whenever we talk about 0, we're going to come back to sea level because you want to think about your positive, you're going up that mountain, and your negative, you're going underground. Okay, so we're going to come back to talking about that sea level. So always think about that 0 is where you're right at the ocean's surface, right here at 0. If you're going above sea level, you're moving in the positive direction. If you're going below sea level, you're going to move in the negative direction. Your absolute value is it's just how far away you are from 0. How far away your number is from sea level. Exactly. So here, positive 5 is 5 spaces away from 0. And how about negative 5? It's also 5 spaces away from 0. So both positive 5 and negative 5 have the same absolute value. Don't be scared away by that fancy word. It's just how far a number is from 0. Let's write that in. The way we write absolute value is you're going to see these symbols. They use these little bracket lines like this, and that just means they want to know how far a number is from 0. So this means what's the absolute value of 5? What is it? 5. Just like we would say the absolute value of negative 5 is what? 5. So these little brackets just mean absolute value. If we're looking at the elevations, go ahead and graph them on your number line. So if it's Little Butte here, location A, if it's at a 5, mark it and put an A there. Go ahead and do the next few where you mark it on your number line and add the letter to match it. Check yours with mine to see that you plotted your points there. And let's look at the questions on the side there. Look at number 1. What point on, should say the line or the number line, represents sea level? What do we say sea level is always at? 0. Very good. Gigi, you want to read number 2 for us? Are both of our A here and point B are both 5 spaces away from 0. They both have an absolute value of 5. Let's take a look at number 3. Which point is the highest elevation? 8. Yeah, point D is 8 spaces up there. Think about climbing up that mountain, so point D would have the highest elevation. We're going to keep coming back to this number line as we're working with our integers, right? Thinking about as the value goes up, right, into the positives here with -5, and the value goes down as you get into your negative numbers. So go ahead and fill this in here. Tell me, use the symbols to show me, is it less than or greater than here? And then order your integers from least to greatest. Okay, so take a look there, check yours with mine, cross them out. The number line down below is just there to help you. What you're gonna do is you're gonna do this next page. When you finish it, let me know. I will check your screen, and then you can start on your Khan Academy.